Hi, this is Greg Olson with Xcel Energy, and today I'd like to talk to you about the online rebate application portal and how to navigate that for 2021. I'll start by sharing my screen, and we can start right now. So navigate to xcelenergy.com/digital_application. And that'll take you to this screen here, which is a familiar screen for many of you, I hope. We always go to the Start Now button to see the functionality there. And then we prove that we're not a robot by clicking on that field. And we'll hit the next button. And that'll take us to screen one, again, which should look familiar. If you're new to this, please remember to start in the top left field and work right, as if you were reading a book. So top left, move to the right, and then top to bottom. So we're going to select Minnesota for the state. So residential customer, you are a trade partner. The equipment group will fall under heating and cooling equipment. This is new for this year. We have combined our programs, so water heating, cooling products, heating products, all into one program, and that's called heating and cooling equipment. We'll select that, and then we will put in a trade partner ID. For you, that will be a 4-digit code, and that'll validate you, and then you'll hit next, and that will take you to step 2. This is where we're going to start entering information. We'll start with doing an air conditioning rebate. We'll say that we installed it on March 1st. We're invoicing it here on March 24th. Going to the next screen, you'll see that these options are new. And this has got to do with some new information that we'll be asking you to gather on the sales side. There's a few pieces of information as we go through this that I'll point out that are like that. So we're selling an air conditioner, and if it's a home that has a natural gas furnace, whether you installed a natural gas furnace or whether you sold them a natural gas furnace or not, doesn't matter. If the home has a natural gas furnace, we'd like you to select that option. If they heat with wood or something else, then select the first option that does not include furnace. By selecting that, you'll see that this field pre-populates, and the next available field is this one here, where we select the efficiency of the air conditioner, and we'll set it to 1613. And then here we want to know some information about the products. So we'll put in here, let's say it's a 2-ton unit, so that's 24,000 BTUs. And the SEER unit of that unit that you sold is 16, and the EER would be 13, let's say. Now here we want to know about the furnace size. Again, whether you sold it or not, we'd like to know what size the furnace is that's in the home. We'll assume that's an 80%er. If you don't know, that's fine. Please take your best guess, but that's a piece of information we'd like to see collected during the sales process that you probably haven't done in the past. The furnace type, condensing or non-condensing, we'll just assume that it was a condensing furnace. The home type, single family, pretty self-explanatory. Construction type is existing. We'll assume it's not new construction. And we know that a 1613 air conditioner under our current plan receives a $450 rebate. So we'll type that in there. This next set of questions should look familiar. We're looking for the make, model, and serial number of the condensing unit. We're also looking for the make, model of the coil that's tied to that unit. And then you'll notice here the red lines to the left of the fields on some of these boxes. That designates a required field. So down here, the furnace information is not required for this air conditioner unless you're using the furnace to justify the efficiency rating of the air conditioner. So if in AHRI it's a 1613 unit as a standalone condenser coil, that's great. We don't need the furnace information. However, if the AHRI certificate shows that a furnace is needed to get to that efficiency level, then we would require the information here in these boxes for that furnace. The next box would be the startup and testing date. And then we would hit the next button. And what that'll do is it'll take us to just a quick overview of where we're at so far. We've added an air conditioner to this rebate, very similar to things you've done in the past. However, because our programs are combined now and a customer can receive one check and you're able to complete multiple pieces of equipment on one rebate form, we're going to hit the Add Purchase button here. And that'll take us back a page, and we're basically now going to add the furnace to this rebate. So we'll select furnace or boiler, and then we'll designate that it's actually a furnace. And then here we're going to say that it's a 97% efficient furnace in an existing home. And then we'll get to the proposed quantity section. These fields should look familiar. We're putting in one furnace. We'll say it's an 80,000 BTU furnace. The efficiency, or the proposed efficiency, if it's a 97% efficient furnace, we'll put in 0.97. We want to represent that as a decimal. If it's 97.1, we'll put in 0.971 to represent the efficiency of the furnace in a decimal. The home type, single family or multifamily, we'll say it's a single family. And we also know down here that a 97% efficient furnace receives a $400 rebate, so we'll enter that information there. Now we're going to move to the furnace information. And so here's where we would type in the furnace make, model, and serial number. And you'll see that I'm able to go from one field to the next quite quickly. I'm doing that by using the tab function on my keyboard. So once I'm done typing in this field, I hit the tab function. It automatically takes me to this field, and I'm ready to continue typing. So it's just a nice little shortcut to keep in mind. We'll hit the next button, and now we're going to get the overview again. Now, if, for example, you had also sold that customer a water heater that was going to get an Xcel Energy rebate, you would simply go to Add Purchase and then select water heater from the list of options and enter the information about that until you finally get back to this screen where it would show here. But we're just going to move forward here as an air conditioner and a furnace. So this screen should look very similar. We're going to add the account holder information. We're going to put in a phone number. We are going to enter an installation address and a city and the state, the zip code, and the email address. Now I want to take a moment to talk about the email address because the email address is required. And I know that you've heard some conflicting information in the past. However, I'm going to restate that the email address for the customer is required unless the customer does not have an email address. In that case, you'd be able to use an alternate rebate, or excuse me, an alternate email for this particular field. But this is something that we run reports on and we check on. So please, whenever possible, get the email or email address for the customer and put it here. The next section is new for 2021, and it's the rebate crediting section. And here, the customer now has a choice in how they'd like to receive their money from Xcel Energy for the rebate. They can get it for a check, a bill credit, or a direct deposit or ACH payment. The check is the way we've always done things. The bill credit is an actual credit on their Xcel Energy utility bill for the full amount of the rebate. And the direct deposit is, the requirement is that the customer must be on Xcel Energy's auto pay program. So again, another piece of information we'd like to see collected on the front end. And if the customer says, yes, I'd like to have the money directly deposited into my account, you can select direct deposit. Now, a note about this, if, for example, the customer says, I'm on auto pay, please give me direct deposit, and we come to find out later through the processing that they are not, we will just default to a check. We won't hold up the process. We won't contact you. We just wanted to let you know how that process is going to work. The next section has to do with the contractor or you. And here again, we're just looking for information on how to get a hold of you if we have a question on the rebate. So please fill those fields out. And then we'll hit the next function button. And this is where we're going to upload information about the rebate, and this usually means an invoice. You have the ability to upload multiple documents. Invoice is required for all rebates, and if you have an HRI certificate and you'd like to submit that, we would certainly appreciate it. However, it is not required. So I've uploaded a document here. I'll hit the next button. And now we're into the review section, and this is where we get to just look and see what we've done so far with this rebate. And if there is an issue or you find a mistake, you can go into the edit function and change whatever you want in that particular section. Hit the next button, it'll bring you back to this field. And once everything is good to go, we'll hit the next button again. And here's where we agree to the terms and conditions. We also default the email copy of this application to a checked situation. I think it's a good idea because we would really recommend that you save a copy of the PDF that you'll be getting emailed to your customer file. It's very important information to keep with the customer file. So once that is done, we're going to hit the submit button, and that will take us to the success screen. And there it is. We've got the success message, so you know that you've sent in the rebate successfully. It's been assigned an OA number right here. OA stands for online application, and this number is dedicated to your rebate and your rebate alone. So there you go. You are done. If you've got multiple rebates that you'd like to submit and you want to keep going for, let's say, a new customer, you can go over to this checkbox or this box here and hit New Installation Address, hit the Go button, and that will take you back to the start page, and you can start all over with the new customer. So you'll see that this is a relatively painless process, and thank you very much. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time. So thank you and have a great day.